Hello and welcome to the 107th episode of the Gochuucast. My voice is a little cooked right now because I've been a little bit sick, but we ball. Uh, yeah, so I guess to start us off for today, I will immediately pass it off to someone else. That being
Okay.
PK.
I did a thing. I know, shocking. It's been weeks since I've done anything. But
Okay.
I just got back. Literally just ended an hour ago from watching the Haikyuu movie, which just released the day of this recording.
Let's go.
And so yes. So I'm gonna have to skate around spoilers while I talk about this a decent amount. But first things first. The movie absolutely phenomenal. There was a
Yeah.
few decisions that I think they made in terms of like the outline and storyboarding that wasn't necessarily different from the manga, but it told like a slightly different story.
Mhm.
And I think it was a really good decision and made the movie feel really fun because of that. And then they had some really cool camera work in it actually. There was
Ooh,
near
okay.
the end there was a specific sequence where they had like a POV from one of the volleyball players for a rally. And they just like stuck the POV, which sounds really weird. And it was kind of weird, but it was also really cool to kind of just be in this like specific rally just from the perspective of this character.
Gotcha. Okay, so was it like a first person or third person kind of
It was
view, or
first
was it?
person.
Okay, so it was actually okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah, actual
Yeah,
actual
that is pretty
POV.
cool actually. I'm curious what that even. Well, I mean,
It
I
was
can
like a
kind of imagine in
little
my head, but like,
yeah, it was a little disorienting at first because it's like not the type of thing that you usually see, and then you kind of got used to it and we're like, oh, this is really like cool.
yeah, that's good. Wait, so I probably asked this last time, and I feel like we discussed this, but I hope I'm like right on this. This is where like there's an issue with there were I hope I'm not like getting the anime wrong. I probably am. But where it was like there were 3 arcs, but like
Yes.
you
So,
could only
yes,
cover or something like that.
we can talk about the pacing allegations.
Yeah.
What I will say, this movie did not escape the pacing allegations. This movie adapted the exact arc that it was supposed to adapt and
Mhm.
didn't add any of the extra stuff from the remaining arcs. And allegedly there's one more movie and that'll end the series. And I think what's probably going to happen is it's going to be like a quote end of the series,
Mhm.
and then they'll have the last arc be like some sort of kind of continuation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to answer you, it did not like it adapted at the pace that it should have, which
Right.
means I'm still not sure how I'm supposed to believe that one movie is enough to finish
The final
the rest of the
parts.
series.
Right. Okay. Um, I mean, and you said they can't omit it, right? Because it's like an actual. They can't like omit any part of it, right? Because it's like an actual like progression thing where it's like.
I think it would be a really dumb decision to try and omit it.
Could they do like I mean, I guess this would fall under the pacing thing, but they could do like a summary of like one half, not summary, but like, like a I don't know, like a shortened version that cuts out a lot of stuff from the manga. I don't know. That's like the only thing I can think of, right? Where it's like
It's
one of
possible
the
if
arc.
they so the
Yeah,
arc that the movie would be starting in would be the one would be condensed and the final arc would be condensed a little bit. But
yeah, okay,
I think what's more likely is the movie that does the next arc will just do the next arc and then it's like, ooh, it's all over, but then they're like, oh, but we still have this stuff to do. So like later on, they'll just be like, oh, here's another TV show for you fiends that are missing.
hmm okay.
But yeah, I just realistically, I can't see it doing both of those arcs justice in a single movie.
Right. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. How many people were at the movie? Was it like
I
just a
mean,
couple? Or
probably like a dozen.
okay. That's fair. That's fair.
It was like a decent showing. There's not like a lot of um showings for this movie from everything I saw.
Yeah, I looked it up earlier this week, and like even in the cities where I was at, it was like one showing a day or something like that. It was like very few, but yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, but you've been to an anime movie before, right? Like in theaters and stuff.
Yeah, but it's mostly like the bigger ones. Not that
Right. Yeah.
Haikyuu's not a big series, but also like I used to live in bigger cities than where I live now,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So like I remember going to like the second My Hero movie in theaters, and it was like a
Mhm.
packed theater, right?
Oh, that's gotta be sick.
And then going to like One Piece Stampede, and it was just like very different
Hmm.
because those are like globally popular series and also in like big cities that can actually fill those theaters.
Sure. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't think I think the showing for this felt pretty good for what it was.
Yeah. That makes
It's just
sense.
I'm no longer in a city that's gonna have a ton of anime fans.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I was just like, I feel like if there were only a few people in the theater, I'd be so inclined to like talk to them after the show, but I don't know why. It just feels. I feel like I don't know, just because it's like a niche community, not niche, I guess, but like a smaller community. I'm just curious. I need to go see an anime movie in theaters. I've seen so many. I'm like, I've been watching one like every month, stuff like that, but I've never actually gone to like one in theaters. So that's something I still have to do. But yeah, I'm sure it's a cool experience.
I mean,
It's
there are
fun.
only
I
like
mean,
so many that even come to the U.S. in general, so it's like it's
Yeah.
difficult to be like, yeah, I'll go see this one. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
you guys have to be invested in whatever series that's
yeah.
that's showing because probably a lot of them like it would be like do you think you could see like if you do nothing about Haikyuu, do you think you could see the movie and still enjoy it like the one you just saw?
I cannot imagine that you could go see
no.
like the one of the
I
fifth
think
installments of the series, enjoy it.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So no. And the reason
yeah.
it's not that it would be a bad movie,
You wouldn't get the context, I assume, right?
but yeah. So this movie is set up as like this is the big like two teams that have always been really close together and like practiced against each other. They're rivals essentially, but they've never played an official game against each other. This is the first
Right.
official game that they ever play against each other. And so it's like this huge built up thing between the two of them. And so it's really fun, but because of that, it's like there's so much setup between the two teams that I think this movie in particular you couldn't enjoy without watching the other stuff. I think
Mhm.
most of the other anime movies I've seen, like One Piece movies, My Hero movies, probably similar for like Dragon Ball movies, stuff like that, you could reasonably watch without watching the series because they're just like side quests.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a continuation of the
Like over
story, and
there.
it's
Yeah.
specifically a continuation that's been built up a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I was just curious if I felt if I was bored one day and just wanted to see a random anime movie, but I mean, I guess it depends on the movie and stuff like that. So, okay, that makes sense. That's cool though. Cool. Um, yeah, I think even though I'm like a reasonably medium-sized city, there weren't too many showings of it. So I don't know when. I mean, to be fair, there were showings of like standalone movies like Suzume and stuff like that. So maybe there's if I look around carefully, I'm sure I'll find some anime movies showing somewhere where I don't need to like have been following the series for a while to enjoy it. So yeah,
Generally, it's not too hard. It's more so finding the places that are going to show them.
yeah, yeah.
Which, I mean, usually, like, normal, like, AMCs will
Yeah,
tend to have
AMC's.
at least, like, a day where they show off that stuff. They might not have a lot of times where it shows.
Mhm. Yeah, it's usually just a couple, but that's fine. So, okay, cool. Let me see. Just for me, what did I do? I watched more of Girls Band Cry, but only a couple more episodes. Mostly because the methods of obtaining them are a little bit convoluted, and I'm lazy about that. But I'm starting to get used to the 3D stuff. It's still a little weird, but it's getting better. It's getting more natural. If you keep watching it, you get used to it. But it's still different. It still feels different. It doesn't feel right. But overall, the show's pretty good. I'm just excited to see where it's going.
Yeah, I think it's usually at its best whenever like the performances are happening versus like
Yeah,
at least visually.
for sure.
I think it does a really good job leveraging the style in performances versus it does like a fine job like other places, but I think yeah, the performances are probably when it's doing its best.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
I think those are
So
the places where it needs to do its best also, so that's good.
yeah, that's true. That's like the central part of it, I guess, more or less. So yeah, it makes sense. So I'm excited to continue that. How many episodes behind him? Yeah, actually, I'm curious. How many episodes are out so far? Probably like 8 or 9, right?
I want to say 8. Let me see.
Okay,
8
so
feels
I'm
right.
8,
halfway. I watched like
9 is
or not
tomorrow.
halfway. Okay, I watched 5. Yeah, 5. So okay, I'll keep up with that. And then I caught up with Bartender. It's just like what 2 episodes since we last met. So I don't know, nothing noteworthy to say there. So um, but yeah, uh, this is like the most seasons I've kept up with actually in a while. So um, yeah, hopefully I'll have something more to talk about at the end of the season because
Yeah.
I'll have
I
watched.
mean, it's a pretty good season right now, I'd say. Like
Yeah,
overall.
definitely having more time has helped me. But the problem is like I'm not watching them like when they air. So I'm like watching a few episodes of one and then a few episodes of another, which is like I don't know, kind of annoying because I have to remember what like the characters in each of the shows. But yeah, it's been good. It's been fun following like different shows too.
Yeah. On my side of things, uh, I've continued your camp a little bit. We watched the
Nice.
OVAs, and then we watched the spin-off Room Camp, which is basically just more OVAs in a sense, I guess. It's like 3-minute shorts, basically.
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so in the end, it kind of comes off as like one extra episode. Um, but yeah, no, it's nice. I mean, I
So
don't have
these
too
are
much.
these are before season 2, right?
Yeah, these are before season 2.
Cool.
Season
Yeah.
2 is next up on the Euro Camp train.
I gotcha. Gotcha.
But
Cool.
yeah, I mean, no, so it's just like if I had to like add up all the time spent watching these, this is like 2 episodes of anime and spend watching like the extra stuff before season 2. So
Okay. So
not much to say on it. It's basically just additive. Um, and yeah, so I haven't really done a whole lot else. However, I do bring to the table today a tweet,
Uh-oh.
a thread.
Tweet threads. Nice.
oh no.
A
Well,
classic.
so this is about something that I haven't watched in a little bit, but this is technically on my seasonal watching list. PK knows it, and then I'm sure we talked about it a bit, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sasakoi
Yeah.
or Whisper Me a Love Song. So there's
Oh
been a lot
no.
of
I'm seeing this
production
intro.
issues
Yeah.
recently. Well, not even recently, just the entire time, and we've known this for a bit because it got delayed. It was supposed to air in winter originally, then it got delayed to spring, and then the first like few episodes were like kind of fine, and then recently it's been starting to implode a bit. And apparently, so this user here, petstar underscore 1999 is the original poster. They got in contact with someone who works on the anime, and they leaked to them some of the conditions. No, this isn't like a full overview because apparently they're keeping some stuff under
Yeah.
wraps.
Right.
Because they don't want to leak the identity, and two, it's like the wishes of the other person. But we could get that stuff later potentially if things continue to be bad. But it's a pretty like decent sized thread going over some of the issues with this. Um, like people, like an entire animation team basically like just left because the conditions were
Oh,
so dog shit. Um, Let me see. Yokohama's entire team left the project because of these awful conditions. It was doomed from the beginning. The CEO of Yokohama has been trying for weeks not to cause any delays. And since episode 3, every single episode has had a different team. And people are not getting credited. They're being mistreated, working overtime, they sleep in the office. And that's just some of the stuff that's been made public. So yeah, apparently they're like every single like episode basically is like outsourced somewhere else, but they're like not giving them time and resources to get anything done really. Episodes are finishing just like a couple days before they
yeah.
air. There was a scene of a concert that was going around in episode 7. Um and it was like extremely poorly done, which like not the fault of the animators, they didn't have time to do shit. But it was like really jump cutty. It was reusing a lot of shots. Um, and then there was one of the big talking points was there was a microphone on the stage that would disappear sometimes.
Oh,
I think one of the drummer would disappear sometimes too. Like just a lot of inconsistencies that were making it very clear that this production is kind of falling apart. Which now it makes more sense why the CGI is so fucking bad. Because
Hmm.
I think I talked about this like really early on, talking about like episode 1, how like the CGI for like the students is like really blatant and out of place. But yeah,
yeah. The fact that like each episode being handled by a different studio, it's crazy. Because it's like it's not even just the like difference in production, it's also like communication from one studio to another. You don't know how good that is, and it's like there's inconsistencies. It's like that's like the main thing where it's like if it's all made by one studio, there's obviously less of an issue of communication right between the studios. So um from one episode to the next, obviously there's gonna be
yeah.
inconsistencies.
Apparently, like they were
That
just
just
working
sucks.
under such a crunch that they couldn't even really communicate. Like, there's no time for that. You just gotta go.
Oh yeah, I'm watching the concert thing. I found a clip on YouTube and it was like it's like so obvious that like um there's a several scenes together where there's a microphone and then like for a split second there's a scene where the main person is singing and then there's no microphone and then it jumps back to a scene where they do have the microphone. So yeah, it's definitely like oh that's disappointing. I feel bad. I always feel bad whenever I hear these things. It's
Yeah,
very disappointing.
obviously it's
Um,
Also,
something.
just like, yeah, these are always series that are like highly anticipated by people. Like every series is anticipated by people, obviously.
mhm.
So I don't know. It always feels bad to be like, yeah, there's a dedicated fan base that's just going to be disappointed by
Yeah.
something being half-assed.
Yeah, because to this point, people would like point out like it's not like the greatest production of all time, but like it's watchable. But then like stuff like this happens, it's like, oh god.
Yeah. That sucks. Dude.
Yeah, I mean the
um
writing was kind of on the wall, I guess. There was the delay, the director got changed like mid production and stuff like that.
yeah, I read that. That's crazy. In November of the so that's like just a few months before basically the entire thing was released, right? Like I mean,
Yeah,
what is it? November, it's like five-ish months, 4 or 5-ish months. It's like that's not a lot of time, right?
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Uh, yeah, that is sad.
Especially in like such a tight production, like it's barely in time for anything, let alone like an anime production to switch up directors like months before airing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely disappointed.
For sure. For sure.
Even if it's not
Um,
like, like maybe the greatest thing of all time or anything, definitely has like a dedicated enough fan base.
yeah, it seems like the manga's reasonably popular. So yeah, I assume there's a pretty dedicated fan base there. So,
Yeah.
um, okay. Yeah. Okay, I had something I know you guys hate it when I put you on the spot. I'm sorry, but it was something that did come up that I thought of. Um so next week, well I guess it would be no, it would be next week, after this episode comes out. But I'll be going out of town for something important. But the place where I'm going, there are actually quite a few like anime stores. So I'm really excited uh, to get to go see some of them because some of them are pretty big chains. I think I mentioned like Kinokuniya, which is like a huge store in like Chicago and New York. They have locations in like LA too. I'm pretty sure. Um, so I'm excited to go there. And then there are a few other like really good anime stores that you just like do not get in my neck of the woods and freaking the Midwest and South. Just does not exist. Um, so this is like I'm putting you on the spot, but uh, and I kind of have an answer to this, but like, is there any type of anime merch that like doesn't exist yet that you would like to see? And it could be something absolutely ridiculous, but is there
Bro,
anything
the
that like
problem with this question is you assume that there's any type of anime merch that doesn't exist.
that's a good
And
Well,
point. That's a great point actually.
I would argue that there's nothing that our dumbasses can come up with that we could not find.
Okay, how about restricted to a specific anime? Maybe like a show that isn't very popular, so that it doesn't have as much merch, but that you
I
would want.
I mean, yes, my favorite anime of all
I
time
mean,
literally
yeah,
has like
there
no
that
Yeah.
is
merch.
true.
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
like
I was thinking the question more as like a type of
That was
thing,
my
not
initial
like
question.
stuff
Yeah,
from a
and more in a
series.
general
Yeah,
sense, but yeah. I mean,
because I don't know if there's any specific like type of merch I could think of that doesn't exist.
yeah, yeah. No, my initial answer to my that question, but like it does exist, is like it does exist. So I'm like kind of cheating, which is like your point, right? Like everything exists basically, but like I think this exists with like Naruto. I'm pretty sure, and I'm sure it exists for other series. But like anime cookbooks would be like I like to
Oh
cook.
yeah,
So
there's
that's
tons of
I know
anime
they exist. I
cookbooks.
trust me, I know. But like I think even like in other shows, I'm sure there's something for like food wars and stuff like that. But I think it'd be cool to have like something or like something like a dish from each anime or something, or like not each anime, obviously, but like a series of animes, right? Um, I'm sure one exists, but that would be cool. I'm actually gonna look for and see if they have something like that. But and then I think another thing that would so like you know how like there's art books, right? Like where they have like
Hmm.
concept art and like just like art of the anime, right? Like you
Yes.
guys have seen those,
mhm.
yeah. Um, yeah, I think those. I mean, I guess this is like second part of my question, but like those for like um shows that like are less popular, I think that'd be really cool. Like for me specifically, like I would love like it. I'm sure it exists, and I just haven't looked. But like, for example, like an art book of like real life would be super cool. Like that's a show that I just like. Not art is not something I think of, but I think it would be like it'd be kind of cool. So, um, or like Link Click, which I'm sure exists, which is not an animated Chinese show, but that'd be pretty cool to see as well. So, yeah, those are like some of the things. I'm just super excited to go. I'll see what I can find. I'll see if I can find anything cool uh that I don't have currently. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm just out here wanting real Suka Suka merch.
Anything.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. Yeah.
I have an
Is
art
there
book. That's it.
okay, 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 that's fair.
There
So
was
like
there's like someone I'm following on Twitter right now. They had like a there's a like a website called Booth that people can
Yeah.
It's like mainly Japanese based, but people can set up their own little like online shop or whatever. And they were selling like custom made stuff, but I found them too late and they were already sold out. And I don't know if they're ever gonna have any ever again. And so I pray for the day that they randomly open up again and have stuff, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
That's
But yeah,
nice.
I mean, nothing. I've got nothing. It's
The
all.
possibilities are endless, right? But,
I don't even have the sequel series license, let alone actual merch to buy.
right. Yeah. That just sucks for fans of smaller anime. There's just less stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean it's getting like better these days. Like even some of the more niche things can like definitely get merch, but World End was before its time, tragically.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. One day I hope to amass an audience big enough to recommend a product to a company.
Recommend the product to show.
Yeah, just like good, because like Good Smile has like product recommendations that you can send in.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
every now and then I'll like toss one out there just to try. It never works, obviously. I'm the only motherfucker out
Gotcha.
here trying to get anything from this series probably, but um, if I get enough people, if I amass an army to to request one thing, they'll surely
Oh,
grant
right, right, right. Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah. I've seen those aside from Good Smile, I've seen other sites that do similar things with like other franchises. So yeah, It's- you gotta get up. How many people like do you normally need to like get something like that made? Like, has to be a
If
lot, right?
if I knew, I would have had it done
He
I
would
already.
know,
he would be
but I
recruiting.
know, but
I could not tell
yeah,
you. You're gonna have to ask
yeah,
the company to send
yeah.
a
That's fair.
nicely
That's
worded
fair. That's
email.
fair. Yeah. That's why we gotta start making it. No, that'd be too much work. That'd be too much work. I do clay sculpting and I've done like Pokemon and stuff, but I haven't done any anime characters. Maybe that's what I should
Yeah,
do
like I
next.
could technically commission something, but fuck that.
Sure, yeah.
There's an artist I follow that does like some Suga Suga stuff, and they recently actually made their own Kothali figure. Like
Oh, that's cool.
they repurposed another one and turned
Oh,
it
right.
into like I mean they still had like
Is that the
hand
type
moved
of
parts
thing?
of it.
Yeah. Is that the type of thing that they would commission, or just kind of they did it and were like, "Oh, look at this cool thing I made."
I can grab the
I'm
tweet
assuming more
probably.
the latter,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm curious.
they didn't commission it. They did it. Like they
no,
got.
no, I mean like if you wanted one,
Oh no,
could you?
they just did it themselves. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like a. I mean I couldn't even. I don't speak their language tragically. I would be incapable of.
Google Translate, bro.
Yeah, Google Translate an entire commission. Yeah, let me do that. I'm
I mean,
sure
some
that
A
people.
exists
Jap
I've
probably.
heard
a
of some people do that.
Japanese speaker. I know some Japanese speakers.
I know a guy.
I could get
I've,
you.
I've
I could
connections.
get you a contact.
I gotta find the fucking. I don't remember when I followed them. If they're at like the top or the bottom. I know they're not at the top, but I don't remember how early on I followed this person. They're probably farther down here. I'll find it soon enough. But yeah,
Yeah.
and just every now and then they'd like give like a progress update on like the creation of what they were doing. Like that's cool. Just, I'm not doing that, but that's cool. Um, yeah, it's just unfortunate that I don't know. It's not like an unpopular series. I don't think,
No, but
but it got nothing over for me.
are there any?
All over.
I mean, I assume maybe none of us know, but like, are there any like relatively unpopular series that just have like a lot of merch like for no reason? Like, there has to be something that has like a disproportionate amount. Like, I'm sure there's
Uh,
something.
I doubt it. If it has a lot of merch, then it's because it's
It's
popular.
probably popular. Yeah, of course. I'm just I don't know. That'd be interesting though. There's just like a dedicated like fan base of like whales that just buy like any merch, but like
Yeah,
it's not actually like, widespread.
that's the thing they
I
made
don't know.
themselves. I don't know how far I have to scroll
Oh,
to
let
like
me see.
find an earlier version of it, but
That looks really well made,
It
actually.
does look pretty nice.
Like genuinely. Are you? You need to find a Japanese speaker and get something commissioned. This looks sick.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
cool.
telling you.
It's like it's a little off because obviously like the clothes can't be 100% the same or whatever. But
Yeah,
I don't
it's not.
know who
It's
do I
true.
gotta talk to get this done, to get something done. I want to say they made like the little hair droopies themselves, but I don't know for sure.
I
I
mean,
like the
probably.
sword. Yeah, it looks cool.
Unless they just had like a character that already had hair droopies. But there's only a limited amount of
wait,
those.
is this the one that might fall? Is this the base that they used, or am I?
I guess.
Oh, it's like I see. For this character, they're not hair droopies, but they're like
A
it's
little,
like a
yeah,
headpiece.
head,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, is this Idol? Wait, let me. Yeah, this is. Wait, this is what they got it from. No, it might not be the same thing. I could be sure,
You're
but
going with the robot one. That one's different.
looks similar.
It
Oh,
does. Oh,
No,
that's
this is not
probably
the
like
same
the
one. I was
same
just looking
I
at their
don't
other
think
tweet.
that's the
Never
series
mind.
same
at the
Never mind.
thing.
bottom
Yeah.
there.
No, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. I was just looking at their next tweet and I was like, oh, that's
What
kind
the
of
hell is this?
Dude, this is Idolmaster. Idolmaster figures.
It's the shiny colors. Yeah. Interesting.
They have this other one, which is like definitely a departure from what we just looked at, but it like glows in the dark
This
apparently
looks like
if you open the full tweet.
this looks like Jenny the teenage robot.
It does. That's true.
That's what this makes me think of. If
But
she
yeah,
just had a massive sword.
Suku fans out here struggling for merch. We gotta make it ourselves. I
Honestly,
can't. We
this.
live in a world where we have the Cuttley car, but we can't have a Cuttley figure, and that's tragedy.
Yeah. Are there any of the other characters that like don't have merch yet that you want, like aside from Sukusuka, but like any other shows you really like that don't have?
Any characters? I guess I take a look at my favorites
It's a
here.
tough one for me
Oh
because
yeah, wait, favorites.
I
That's
have
like
a lot of I actually have a good amount of popular enough characters.
dude, I swear I
Even
mentioned this.
like
Oh
Saya
god.
has a Nendo. I own Saya's Nendo. Noel Silva from Black Clover does not have a Nendo.
Dude, Black
That
Clover is
is a pretty
popular.
big
That's
one.
I mean
Well, she doesn't have a Nintendo. She has like surely she has like
She
figures
she
though.
has figures, but
okay,
Yeah.
sure.
I have
That's
a
not good
Nendo
enough.
collection, so like this is a very specific one to mention, but no Nendo for Noel kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure Rumia might have a figure, but probably not a lot of stuff.
I can probably look it up.
I mean, obviously, Chinatsu from Blue Box isn't gonna have anything yet,
Mhm.
but anime coming soon, so
Yeah.
perhaps
I
a
was
tiny bit copium, perhaps not. We'll
I
find
mean
out.
maybe. I mean if they it's more widespread
I
recognitions
don't.
usually means merch probably comes
I don't know if
follows.
either of the Majirova girls have things.
Yeah. I was saying that like Daniel could make like a once he collects everything, he can I should say everything, but like he can make his power rankings with the actual figures. You can just take a picture of them, rank them 1 through
Mm,
25.
there is a
But
little bit of
that would take a
Majirova
lot.
merch, but
A lot.
it's from what I'm seeing here, not very inspiring.
Yeah, I looked up some Rumia stuff. I don't know if you want either of those publicly displayed, but
Oh no!
Yikes.
All right, let me go see
I
what
can
you.
link
Oh,
the page
oh,
for you.
I see. No, I found it. Don't
Yeah, I
worry.
see. Well, there's the cat one, but then there's also the other one. The other one is less so. If you feel like angle it the right way, it's probably fine.
Oh
But
wait. Wait, let me click this. Figures. Okay, that one is the first one is sus. Second
yeah,
one is I don't know, bro. Isn't this
I
like her
mean,
actual outfit though? The second one, like,
yeah.
well,
yeah, it is her actual outfit,
yeah. I mean, you know,
so
It's
it's not
definitely
like that's a
positioned
problem.
in a
it's
way.
It's
it's
just
lore accurate, bro.
anyway. I feel like most of my characters. I mean, obviously, since I have so many Nindos of other characters, it's like anyone who doesn't have a Nindo, I would be like, oh yeah, Nina Noel Nindo, the Magic Revo Girls, Chinatsu, but like Copium.
Yeah. I'm hoping
Oh, I
Reese.
need to get the Nijika Nindo. I haven't gotten that one yet.
You have dual drummers.
I will have dual drummers.
Based.
That
Yeah,
is
I'm
facts.
hoping ReZero Season 3 nets Anastasia a figure, but I doubt it. They only make Rem Amelia, Ram, Beatrice, all the mains. They don't give a fuck about the sides. I think Felt actually has an endo for some reason, but I don't know. Here's to coping that Anastasia gets something.
I can buy a Nintendo.
Belt is based, so that makes sense.
Then hopefully Inari from Medalist gets something when the anime comes out. I think I'd rather have like a scale figure of that rather than like a
Yeah,
Nendo. But
I do think that would be a character you want. I just don't have any scale figures,
the
and
only
I don't have like a spot for them right now.
yeah, I was sticking to like some of the cheaper ones, but I recently splurged on I'm pretty sure I showed it here. Owie from Encouragement of Climb.
Yep.
I got a scale of that one. And that's like, I mean, it's definitely the best looking one I have at this point. Um, but some of the cheaper ones are fine. Like the $30 figures, like still look generally good. Not obviously like the scale figures. The detail on them is like insane, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, some of them are crazy.
but yeah.
Some of the bigger ones that go for like hundreds that I've seen in the bigger stores, bro, the details on those, they're like actually insane. They look so like they like actually look beautiful, like genuinely, like the amount of like small details that go into it. I'd love to have one of those one day, but I'm not trying to spend like 200 or whatever.
That exactly.
Maybe later.
That's the
Maybe
thing.
when
I
I'm
mean,
giga rich.
Nintendo's like stack up, and it's still a decent amount of money per piece,
Mhm.
but like scale figures start getting crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Some of them are insane. Nintendos are like what, like less than 100 usually, right? Or am I?
They're
Yes,
way cheaper than that. Like
they're
I used
yeah.
to like the Elena
I've seen
one
less than
cost
50
a
for sure.
fucking arm and a
Like
leg. It was like 90,
the
but
crazy ones that have a lot of accessories. So like
Huh.
the drummer. So like Saya, I think was over 100, and Nichika will
Hmm.
probably be at least around that because of
Right.
the little drum sets. But like
like I
most
think
Nindos that just have an average amount of accessories, I think are what, like 40 to 50.
somewhere like I think Fern might have been what's it called, like 30 something bucks, like under 40, like $38 or something.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about this one. This one, I love that like base. It just looks so good.
Oh, the
Genuinely.
Nichika one's not even that much.
Her fucking scale figure is doesn't even hit 100, so yeah, it's pretty generally fine. I can't even find her the Nendos on the website for some reason. I can see Bochi's and then fucking Kikuri's.
I'm gonna buy a Nendo next week. I just made it a point. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna
That's
do. I'm gonna buy
your
one.
new goal.
Who are you going to be acquiring?
Yeah. Are you just gonna play it by ear?
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what they have. I mean, I'm sure that I'll find someone I like. So,
Do they even put Nintendos in like stores in the US?
they should.
I don't know if I've
I don't
ever
know
seen a
where they
Nintendo.
I don't know where they
Yeah,
would, but I doubt it.
because like other figures and like similar stuff like Funko Pops and stuff I've seen in those stores, but I don't know if I've ever seen a Nintendo out in the wild.
Um, yeah, I can't remember, but like, I don't know.
I'm not saying you won't. I'm saying
Yeah, I just
I don't know if
like,
I've ever seen them in like
yeah, I
nature.
don't know either, but I'm like very. I would be surprised if they don't. I don't know. It just
I would also be surprised, but also
at
not
least a
because
couple.
I've been to a couple places
Yeah,
that I feel like could have had them, and I don't remember them having them.
yeah. I just know the bigger anime stores. Like the figure selection is absurd. Like it's actually crazy. But I mean, yeah, it could be. I don't know. If not, I'll just get a normal figure and We'll live another day. I don't know, but I'll see if I can find
I
one.
usually just get them online anyway.
Yeah. If worst case scenario, I'll just get one. But I do want to come home with some merch. See what they have.
I pity the people who run into the Funko Pops in the wild. I just don't get the appeal of it.
I
genuinely.
hate the look of
don't
Funko Pops. I don't
like
know why.
Funko
They just
Pops.
piss me off.
Which is funny because I like Nindos, which are basically
yeah,
just
I
like
know.
The Nindos
a
are like
different version of Funko Pop.
Funko Pops
But
are
it's
like
something
mass
about the style.
produced like
Yeah.
They're
slop, and
soulless.
yeah, like they stare at you with those big beady black eyes, and then that's like all that's their signature look is ugly as shit. Whereas Nindos are like
Same.
nice and cute, have cool accessories, so you can like change their look around to whatever you want, and you know they're neat. They're neat and cute, and Funko Pops are lame and
Ugly.
scary.
I
Okay,
do
I
think
think-
it's really fun that Nintendos
Yeah.
have the ability to have so many different poses that you can kind of not really customize them, but kind of customize them.
Yeah, I mean they'll obviously have like the base looks that you can go for, like they were designed for, but you can like generally change them around to kind of fit what you want. The one like downside to Nintendo's is that like anytime they have an accessory, it's like a fucking battle to get that shit to stay.
Yep. Especially if it's like
A handheld
a
item.
hat or a handheld
The hat,
item.
I feel like they usually
or-
do pretty fine on the hats. It's just the handheld items that they're really bad about. Like they don't snap into place at all. It's like good luck getting it in there.
I need to get a like a little stand similar to what Mars has for all of my freaking Fate Nintendos and shit that I have. Because I had I didn't have too crazy of a Nintendo collection, just like some of my favorites that had Nintendos, and then I had a friend who sold a bunch of Fate Nintendos, and so I went through his listings and took a bunch of the ones that I really liked for a decent price.
How can you tell the difference? Or like, I shouldn't say how can you tell, but are there any like easy tells?
Difference between what?
Like fakes and real ones.
No. Fate.
Oh,
Fate.
fate. I think I'm.
Fate.
Just, okay, I'm. I heard fake. I was like, bro.
You're
You're
like,
thinking
why is
he's
he
like
getting
purchasing
fake?
shoes or something.
Yeah, wait. I was like, hold up. Like he's like, oh my
He's
gosh.
buying fake Jordans.
Fate. Okay, that makes so much. I was like,
No,
fate.
it's
Wait,
just various Fate characters that I
fate.
enjoy.
Okay. I was like, sure, fate. Okay. Oh, also, I think that the thing that like makes Funko Pop ugly is also the franchises they come from are like not. They're not anime, bro.
They
There's
do
like a difference.
everything.
Well, they'll do
It-
literally anything.
No, I know, but
There
like in
are
general,
anime
like,
ones, but
there are.
Don't they do like
Yes, there
real
are.
people sometimes too?
Yeah,
I think
dude,
so.
this Funko's of literally everything. Like, but I think
At
it's
this
just
point,
like in
I wouldn't
general.
be surprised if I saw a Funko of myself. They make so much shit.
Okay, I don't know about that.
Do like I don't know. There are people like they'll line their walls with this shit. They don't take them out of the boxes either. They just leave them in the box. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you gonna like resell all these one day? No one's gonna buy them.
Yeah.
They don't have.
I will-
value.
I will say currently, just because I don't have space, most of my Nintendos are in boxes, but I do plan to one day unbox them when I have like somewhere I would like them to be. Bro, those eyes are dead.
Dude, it actually looks like soulless. Like it just does not look right. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, like
I
don't
hate
know,
it.
dude. It's just I don't know. I don't go. I don't know.
The
I've never
Jalen
gotten
Brown
like the
Funko,
keeping things in the boxes thing. Unless you're like someone like,
Yeah,
trying to resell it at some point. Like the figure is meant to be displayed. I just don't get the box appeal.
I think I own one Funko Pop, but I unboxed it. It's like a League of Legends Funko
What do you-
Pop that I got
oh,
like
okay.
5 years ago. But yeah.
Did you buy
Um,
it or was it a gift?
No, I bought it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 years
You've
ago.
been judged.
I listen.
Let
I thought it was cool.
slide.
It was 5 years
Sure,
ago,
what
man.
it
Like, leave me alone. No. Well, yeah, one of my friends has like 25, 30 Funko Pops all in their box. What is this?
Yeah, you have to like put a gun in my head to get me to buy a Funko Pop, and even then I might like.
I know, I wouldn't buy
might
one
consider
now.
not
It
doing
was,
it.
I
it was a
might
while
take-
back, man.
Might take the shot. I mean, the only reason I get why people who collect Funkos keep them in the box is because there's no like benefit to taking them out. like Nendos have all the poses and the accessories and everything like that.
Sure, but
Funko
like
Pops, you just take them out and you put them on the stand and they look the same.
I feel like it's just a natural human thing. to
They're
take things
ugly
out of their
regardless.
packaging, though.
It is like a really weird thing that our generation, and probably I would say the generation before us, was conditioned to do, was this whole idea of like keep everything in a box.
Nah,
Keep it
see,
in like the best
I don't know.
condition you can, because that arbitrary value matters.
I feel like, you shoot a deer back in the day, you put that bitch on like you mount the head on the wall, you display
Mhm.
your prize, but now it's like, all right, you gotta keep it in the box, but for what? Like, there's no, I don't know. I feel like you buy the decoration item and you don't use it
You
to
should use
decorate.
it as a real decoration. Yeah.
Yeah, like I like having my little figures on the edge. They just add character to the bookshelf, If I kept them in the fucking box, they just take up space. Like, there's no reason to. I don't know. It's like for Nintendo, like at least for Funko Pops, are like all in one piece, I guess. But for other figures, like
One
some
Piece
anime figures
suspension.
come in like a couple pieces or whatever. Um, like I think my Sayaka, I could take her, like I can like cut her in half technically. It's like the base stand, her like top half and bottom half, like all go, like you put them all together. But obviously, if I kept her in the fucking box, that's not the. I don't know. Maybe some boxes have like cool art on them or something, but at that point, you can still just keep the box. Like the box and the figure are separate entities. I don't know.
It probably depends on the thing, but generally with like figures, I don't quite get it.
Dude.
But I can think of like things that people collect, like
If
mostly American, I guess, quote merchandise that I've seen like people have in boxes. And I'm like, okay, that makes some sense.
there are some things I get, but when it's meant to be displayed, put it on fucking display. Like, no point buying it if you're not gonna have it out there.
It's mostly to me when it's like it's definitively cooler to have on display than stuck in a box.
Yeah, like do you
Yeah,
want
especially the original packaging. Like, I don't know.
do you want Goku to look cool inside a box? No, it's not gonna fucking happen. Like,
He's imprisoned. Free him.
yeah, free him. Let him
I can
free
understand for like
Goku.
expensive things that are like framed or something, or like like an expensive trading card or something that's like
Well, yeah,
in a
like
case.
basketball
Like
jerseys you see
right?
all
But
the
like
time where it's like
yeah,
framed
Well,
signed
yeah,
jerseys.
framing stuff like that is fun.
yeah,
Like
sure.
at that
But like
point,
the
you're like
original
making it a
packaging is
decoration.
crazy. That's cannot believe that. I don't know. Whatever. TLDR. Nendo is greater than Funko Pop.
That is true.
I'm throwing away my Funko Pop after this.
Yeah,
You guys have shamed me.
bullied you into doing a fucking ritual sacrifice.
Yeah, I'll set up a circle ritual. Oh my gosh.
Like, at least Funko Pops aren't that, like, they're $15. It's not that expensive, but like, I don't know, for the price of like 2 or 3 Funko Pops, you could get like a cool Nendo or something instead.
Exactly. Exactly. But I guess it's just people want characters from other franchises. I don't know.
I
It's
guess, but like, if there's any
Galen
like
Brown.
proof that the like Funkos are like complete slop, is they have so fucking many of them. Like, literally,
Dude,
no figure creation chain could ever keep up with the amount of shit that they put out, because I mean, it's all literally just like the same thing.
did the old Funko Pops still have those same eyes? They did, right? Dude, the eyes just freak me out.
I don't
Actually,
know
the
what
more I look at them.
I don't know what the old ones look like. The original
Yeah,
ones. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's just I hate those eyes. They actually scare me. Like
I
nightmare
think this
fuel.
is probably specific to this and some other characters, but surely they don't all have these eyes.
Not these specific ones, but pretty similar. Pretty
Or like,
similar.
Most of
I
them
feel
are
like,
pretty
do they
close.
mostly have monocolor eyes though? I
Yeah,
could
they're
see
like
that.
all black usually. Yeah,
There's some exceptions, but in general.
rare exceptions. Yeah, like if the
That's such a
characters
weird.
like definitive
Yeah.
features that they have like colored eyes, like Goku, fucking Ultra Instinct or some shit. He'll have like the white eyes or whatever. But otherwise, you just get the big black beady eyes like that.
Oh my
They
gosh.
literally
Okay,
they
I'm
literally
done with your
got
Funko Pop.
they literally got
I'm
Iron Man doing the fucking like Discord, just like fucking neutral face.
I can't look at any more Funko Pops. I'll actually get nightmares tonight. I'm trying to sleep tonight. This is like
People will
this is
decorate
too
like an
scary.
entire fucking room with these things. Like, what is wrong with you? Burn down your house.
Bro,
Like, start over.
look at this Iron Man.
It's
someone
so
get him a
ugly.
cheeseburger. He's hungry. He needs to eat. Look at
Oh my
those cheeks.
Dude, this is like
Yeah.
this is what you look like standing outside your mom's room to tell her you threw up at like 3 a.m. or something like that.
This is
Oh,
this is 100% the I threw up pose.
I threw up.
Wait, that's actually fact.
It's just so soulless. Like I just don't get it.
I can't.
I
Oh
need to
my
get we
gosh.
need to get like a Funko Pop like lover on here to like to say what they love about Funko
Oh, we need
Pops.
to have the debate Funko versus Nintendo. That's
Yeah,
like
the great Funko debate. Yeah.
the war, the
Yeah,
figure
it
war.
didn't even have to be like versus Nintendo. I just need to know like what conceivable reason someone could have to like Funko Pops.
Okay, I'll ask my friend with 30 Funko Pops, and I'll let
Yeah,
you
you
know.
just like you should
Why
go
do
up
you
to him
like
and be
them
like,
so
"What's wrong with you?" Is the
Yeah,
first question you should
I'll
ask.
ask them. I'll ask
Why are you like this? Yeah, it's
Yeah. Okay, I'll report back with my figure thing. And if not that, uh, I do want to pick up maybe like an art book or something. I don't know. The last couple times I went to Kinokuniya, and I think where was it? It was in Chicago once, and then once in New York last year. I think I just did not spend that much time in the store. I just kind of like browsed quickly and like left, but I got some time, so I'm
See, when I go to
see.
random stores, I am a browser.
Yeah,
And
not
it's
used to
like,
it.
I know I'm not going to buy anything, but it's just the vibes,
us
right?
walking around the
Yeah,
bookstore in LA.
yeah,
I mean,
window
you
shopping.
walked
Bro,
out with a couple
we were
things, but
looking at things, Daniel, that I would never in a million years consider buying, but I'll pick it up and be like, "Ooh, look
yeah,
at
we were like
this."
walking around like the Japanese manga section, and not like
And
not
no,
like
we
the
don't know
manga section, like
Japanese.
literally
We're just
Japanese
looking
language.
we're looking at like covers of stuff that we've never heard and
Yeah.
have no reason to
I mean,
know.
to be fair, I did end up making the Gochumon art book purchase in the Japanese section, so it worked out in some capacity. Granted, I never
That
thought
is true.
I thought that would be the only piece of Gochumon merch I'd ever be able to like get, but that's changed in recent
It was
times.
just
But
funny because also we were with Mars, and Mars is like a go person. And I'm just like walking around this bookstore, just like picking up everything that's like mildly interesting and nothing I would ever buy in a million
Right.
years. But I'm just like, oh, look at that.
yeah, of all the things you could have bought, you bought the fucking Demon Excalibur sword, not whatever the fuck it was, the
I
Demon
did.
Academy
It
thing.
was a it was a good read on the plane. But I also bought the Mega Man art book. It was the Mega Man Star Force art book, and that was a great addition to my collection of books.
Yeah, I got Goodbye Harry while I was there. That was a good read. I need to read Look Back before that movie comes out.
I will say on the subject of Demon Sword, um, Excalibur, Buzzwords Academy, the anime. Um, I was very disoriented watching that anime, and even after having read a full volume of it, I was just kind of like, this only feels like 50% of what I actually read.
Yeah, I mean, light novel adaptation movement.
Yeah,
And
they
to
probably
make
did
matters
like
worse,
3
like
novels or
a
something
mid
like
light
that.
novel at that. Yeah.
You're just like, there's this whole entire thing. Maybe I just always pictured it wrong in my head when I read it, because that does happen when you're
Yeah.
reading a good book and you just like immerse yourself in the world and you kind of make up what everything looks like in your head, and then you watch like an adaptation of it, it's completely different. That's how I felt with the Maze Runner movies when that came out, because I had read that book as a kid and I had pictured everything so differently than how they showed it in the movie. And they showed it in the movie and I was like, that probably makes more sense than whatever shit I was thinking of.
I've never seen the movie. I
Yeah, I
need to
mean
know.
that's part of the fun of books though, is to like kind of get your own vision on things.
Yeah, yeah. The I mean the interpretation of the director, and that's like always the
Well, that's
introduces a
the other
new
thing too,
aspect.
is even like how it's portrayed in movies and shows might not be the quote correct
Yeah.
portrayal
Yeah,
for like how the author thought of it, but it's someone's interpretation and
exactly.
the same. means.
Well, it's the same means, but it's also like because it's a different type of media. Certain things can be emphasized too that can't be emphasized in book, like I don't know, specific types of sounds or visual things that most people when they read they just imagine in their head, right? So it's just different form of media too, which changes a lot of things. But yeah, I always some people have some very hot takes when it comes to movie adaptations, but I don't know. To me, I just view it as like a different interpretation. That's like basically all it is to me.
Well, that's
So
how I felt when we were talking when the One Piece live action first came out, right?
mhm.
And it was this big success with people who didn't know One Piece, and One Piece fans were generally pretty happy about it. But the story is very different than like the One Piece story.
Yeah,
And I think the big thing though was it was still good, even if it's just like this alternate version. And so I think most like One Piece fans kind of accepted it as just like, oh, this is just like a One Piece AU, right? Alternate universe.
yes,
That's just like still fun, but very different.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm trying to think of well, I mean, I guess there's like the other end of the spectrum where the movie just gets, or like the show is just like straight up bad, right? Like, I guess in that scenario, it's like considered ruined, but I think that's just like the show or the movie independently being bad, right? It doesn't matter, um, like how far it strays away from the original. It's just like if it's just bad, it's just bad, right? Like Angel Next Door or whatever. Like I'm trying to think of like a good example of like a movie that got ruined, but I'm sure there are like tons of examples. But if it's just bad independently, nobody's gonna like it, right? Even if it's different from the book or the source material, at least it's you can appeal to a new audience, right? Like with One Piece, like at least you have the
Well,
opportunity.
that's the thing, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
most One
essentially,
Piece fans didn't mind that it was different because it was good and it got
yeah,
people
exactly,
into the
exactly, yeah.
series.
But TLDR, just I don't know, I said that twice, but like,
Just make
just
good
just
stuff.
make it good.
Yeah,
Just
why
make it good.
why are you TLDRing so
I
much?
don't know. I don't know. Oh my gosh.
TLDR, I threw up.
I threw up.
Oh gosh.
Average Funko Pop position.
Enthusiast.
I don't know. This is the first time I've made the give him a cheeseburger joke on the podcast, but this is some random bit that I've had from like there was a tag lock, which if anyone listening doesn't know what a tag lock is, basically you play through Pokemon, but each person plays a section of the game and then you pass the save
Right.
file to someone else. Anyway, so we were doing a tag lock and they were doing a gimmick where they had to draw every Pokemon that they caught and also make drawings when they died. And so there was a Starhavia that died to a Breloom, and Penguin made this drawing. I just posted for you guys to see here.
Oh my
And
god, the fucking
I
Breloom.
saw that Breloom on the right, and I just
Right.
out of nowhere was like, "Someone please get him a cheeseburger. He's
So,
dying."
Dude, look at his fucking like.
He is.
He's got the
I
oh,
think I
the
red
said
mountain
he is.
definition.
cheese.
I think in like exact quote, I said he is famished. Yeah,
Why do you
scratch
make him so
that.
wrinkly? Dude, you can. I mean, you
Yeah,
could.
I know. I think he was trying to give him like a six pack, probably. But this is the exact thing I said. Please get. And so like now, whenever I see a character with the sunken cheeks, or they just like looks like they need to eat, I'm like, please get them a cheeseburger.
Yeah, dude, that Breloom is like 80, pushing 90. He hasn't eaten in 3 days. Like a hunger
Look, I
strike or
like how he
something.
has like one long arm and one tiny arm. His like punching
Yeah.
arm is all the way
Like,
stretched out, and then his other arm's like tucked in.
yeah. It's he's a funky looking dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never noticed the it's like one of those details you just don't pay attention to, the little red thing on his little hat. Yeah, I'm guessing he has another one
Oh,
on the other
really?
side. Is that
Yeah,
how that
he
happens?
It's
does have the
iconic.
little. He always has the little red thing.
It's just like you just never see like both of them, you know? How many times do you see like a top down view of a Breloom? Never.
True. That is definitely not. That's not common. True. True. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
More story.
Breloom's cool little one.
I like Breloom. Breloom did not. So This is not a audio only experience tonight, apparently. But I made my top 50 Pokemon list again,
Oh
a
my
new
gosh.
patch with surely mistakes on it. Because whenever you use the little picker thing,
Mhm.
like there's always gonna be stuff that gets buried. Like someone mentioned, I think Mars mentioned that I didn't have Toxapex on my list, and that's probably wrong. Although I have cooled down on Toxapex a lot over the last year or so. But so I made this my top 50 at the current moment,
Wait, what's the
and
blackout?
the blacked out. Don't worry about that. When I was doing it,
It's
I
Watchog.
put
It's Watchog. It's Watchog.
no. When I was doing it, I put both Mega Scizor and regular Scizor on here, and then I decided that was kind of goofy, and so I took Mega Scizor and put it down there and blacked it out just so it wasn't like interfering with the rankings.
Okay. Understandable.
And my top 5 is pretty funny because I have monsters like Hydreigon and Mega Scizor, and then I have Glaceon, Phalanx, and Applin, and that's just quite the combination.
I hate knowing that I've like definitely done one of these, but God knows where I have it.
The problem, like I said, the picker is
I've never
hard
done this. Top 50
because
is
when
good.
you're staring at like 20 Pokemon, and it's like you have to pick the ones that like potentially could be top 50, like someone always gets buried. Like I'm sure even Mars mentioning Pex. Pex should be on here probably. But even like if I looked through every Pokemon I've had on previous ones of these, I'm sure there's stuff I missed that's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's just I don't
But
think I have
generally,
patience for that.
this is a rough top 50. There's some fun ones. I added alternate forms on here, so I have Snow Form, Cast Form as one of them, which is the best Cast Form. They're all pretty good. It's just Cast Form's not usable. And then at number 50, shout out Mining Gang.
Real.
Based.
This is a Mining Gang podcast. I'm sorry to the Puzzle fans out there,
No.
but just so you know, this pro Mining Gang.
Yeah, true. Fuck
I'm
Bustle. All
indifferent.
my homies hate Bustle.
Amen. Amen.
I wonder if I still have my fucking what's it?
Probably have it somewhere.
I couldn't
It's
even.
like it's kind of a pain to. So there's a website for this bat. I don't know if you've used
Yeah,
it before.
I've seen. I 100% have seen something similar or almost exact same. So I feel like I know this book.
It's just a pain because it throws like all 1,000 Pokemon at you in like batches of however much you want, and then it's like you just got to say who's better than who. But like, so Pex, for example, let's say Pex got buried behind Minun early on. I just happened to pick Minun over Pex, and then Minun just happened to be number 50. Then it's like, well, I wouldn't have seen Pex, but I could, like in hindsight, be like, oh, I like Pex more than Minun. That was just in the moment an oopsie.
Mhm.
And like usually stuff like that'll happen.
I'm like
Yeah.
looking through my images. I'm just finding like random cursed tier lists that I did before. I had a there's a My Hero ship tier list. I put every one of them in
Oh
F.
my gosh, I'm out.
I put all of them in F.
Wait,
Just as
that's
a
hilarious.
joke. Yeah.
The fact that you even made it
I'm
just to put them all in
disappointed
F
in you.
is
Oh, dude,
funny.
holy shit! I found a Love Live. Like I haven't even seen the show tier list. Holy shit! What's this?
That's hype. Wait,
Hold up.
so
Okay.
this is what you thought you were gonna like before you watched the show. Okay, I love this because now we get to see
Oh, you can
Okay.
how
compare it.
things
Yeah.
change.
What the
Hold on.
heck?
Let me get the real one. Let's see here.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't
It,
have anything but the no tier between C and D like the
I
real
don't
tier
think
list.
you have you on here. Not
She's
yo
probably not.
you.
Yeah,
She's
no.
probably not on this
Probably not
list.
on this
But just
list.
to note, I don't think she's here.
Where the fuck is the where did I put my tier list? I lost the real tier list.
Surely, if you can find this dinosaur, you can find the tier list you just made
I found this.
6
I found
episodes
the
ago.
spoiler-free version. Did I delete it? I probably put it in a.
Um,
Actually, I definitely put it in a folder that I later deleted
who are like
specifically
the
for
craziest?
the big episode 100.
Just at a glance, I feel like you didn't have anything that was like crazy wrong here. I mean, you obviously didn't know at this time that Yo was going to be top tier, so you had her in C. But like,
I couldn't have known. I'm like looking through our images now. I gotta find this stupid ass tier list before I continue. Oh my god, if I ran into the wall that is our drip tier list.
Yes.
So many fucking photos. Whoa, yo.
Oh.
Okay. No, it's yours. Here we go. I found it. Okay. So for comparisons, U doesn't even exist on this tier list. I don't think the doesn't feel
You
like the
exists
right
on the old one.
Should be tier list.
the old
Oh
one.
wait, no,
No,
not
U
Yo.
is definitely
This
not
is
it.
this is tough. This is tough.
Okay. So looking here,
So the most egregious things, you didn't put Honoka at the bottom.
yeah, Honoka. Where even is Honoka on here? She's in C.
She's in C. She's top of C. But I don't think you did this in order. It looks like you just did like order of the tier list. Because all of the OG girls are near the front of the letters.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd watched this by that point. I might have. Maybe.
Emma and S is funny.
Yeah, I don't know what compelled that one, honestly, but that's a thing.
Not like a bad prediction. It's just like funny.
I technically got some things right on here. I guess by extension, C tier was going to have some hits.
I think overall, I don't feel like you had too many egregious things.
Yeah, I hit.
You don't even have Superstar on this at all, do you? No,
Superstar is very much so on this.
yeah, I see it.
Kenon in B tier is probably my greatest sin. She was an A tier and on both of them, predicted.
Yeah, but you Kenon B tier, but then you have Yo in C tier. So it's
my top
they're both like equal-ish sins.
Yeah, my tops did not they did not show up in the random
expected.
prediction tier list here.
You have Sensor now. She's in C. I see her now.
Yeah. Arena and A. Okay, so I got like 2 of my A's right. Sumire and A is a sin. I mean, she got better in season 2, but yeah, I mean, this is mostly. I think B might be like the kind of most accurate, almost. Besides Knott's B being in B, which is a super sin.
Yeah, that is.
I couldn't have known. I wonder what other tier list I have. Oh god,
yeah, maybe. I think B is just benefited from the fact that like most of the characters are right next to it in C or like right in A.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing can be that far. But I don't know. I feel like there's a couple sins, but overall, this was not the worst thing I've ever seen.
I mean, without knowing anything,
Yeah, Ayuma almost topped the charts. Could have been the end of the podcast before we knew it.
Definitely could have been the end of the podcast.
There's like so many like random tier lists on what even is this? Okay, I surely had like just some like random night where I made a bunch of random ass tier lists. No other way fucking My Hero Ship tier list is getting on my computer.
It sounds like a post CS call or like post something call of just like fucking around. I wouldn't even be surprised if like me and Resh were involved in this debauchery.
No
Probably
idea.
not though, but we could have been.
I somehow like lost them already. Oh, there they are. Okay. What else do I have? I don't know what this one is. This might be like a root. I can't. I'm like trying to look at them from a distance instead of like just enlarging. What is this? Okay, it's an NFL quarterback tier list.
Oh my gosh, that has to be good.
I mean, yeah, I definitely have definitely a tier list for sure. Wonder if any of these have changed.
Guys, Jalen Hurts in S tier. I'm out. Kidding. Let me see. Great.
I have Marcus Mariota and good. What the fuck was I smoking?
Oh, I feel like I've seen this one.
Marcus Mariota and good. I don't know what happened there.
Wait. Yeah, I'm out. I'm not looking at this. This is depressing.
Carson Wentz tier doesn't even have Carson Wentz. He's in dead.
Just women allegedly. What the hell?
Look, I mean,
Oh, I know. This is
yeah.
before the. This was before last season, I guess. No, before 2 seasons.
I don't know when this would have been, to be honest.
Yeah, this would have been 2 seasons ago because Trevor Lawrence would not be that low. Yeah. Okay.
It's got fucking Davis Mills on there. It's
Is this
definitely
The goat.
like from
Oh my
a
God.
couple of years
testing my
ago.
football knowledge a lot. I think the concept of having a Carson Wentz tier is fire, though.
Yeah, we got the Carson Wentz tier, the Justin Fields tier, anything but Jared Goff would be higher than anything but a QB.
He's good.
Yeah. Dead tier remains correct. I mean, to is alive, I guess, but
that's Carson Wentz in
dead tier.
not the Carson
not
Wentz
Carson
tier, by
Wentz
the way,
tier. He's
which
in
is funny.
dead tier.
But I was gonna say that's Carson Wentz in a Colts jersey, so I feel like
Yeah.
that kind of dates this.
That's true. It might have been like right after
After
that
yeah.
season.
Right after, yeah.
That sounds right.
Like I believe that it would have been after he left the Colts potentially, but it couldn't have been by much.
That's probably why I called it dead tier, or put him in the dead tier. That or is like during a time where he was injured or some shit. I don't know. Oh, what the fuck is this? An
I think
updated version of that tier
Every
list?
time he was injured.
I have like 2 saves at that tier list. I don't know why. Like I don't know if I changed anything. I don't think I did. You know, I've literally no idea what I would have changed.
Do you think Sporkle has decent anime quizzes?
Oh wait, that's
Sporkle.
actually sounds like a fire idea.
I know
They have,
Sporkle.
probably anime
I do like
quizzes or some
sports
shit.
quizzes
I
and
don't
stuff
know.
like that.
I
on
do
there.
sports quizzes, yeah. Or I used to. I used to do like geography stuff too.
There's probably nothing on anime that you wouldn't get like a better experience going to like anime music quiz or some shit.
Well,
That might be
non-music
true,
stuff, I assume.
but it also might
Yeah.
not be true. I haven't searched into this yet.
You know, let me instead of
Yeah,
opening
okay.
the thing on Discord, let me have all this shit in one place, and that way I don't have to scroll down every single time to all my goofy ass tier lists that are there for some reason.
I just had another one of those moments. It's been a while. I had another of those moments where I forgot that we're still live.
This is like a post
Yeah.
a post cat. I think I
This
found
is definitely
Yeah.
a postcast
Yeah.
feeling
Well, next
conversation.
week we've got probably
Okay.
yeah.
Daniel, I wish you had been there in San Diego when we did a fast food tier list
Oh
with
my
like
gosh.
everyone. We had everyone in a hotel room and we had like a council. We had rules, like you had to have been to the place at least 3 times, I think was a
Mhm.
rule. It was like an honor system obviously, but it was like you had to have been there multiple times and stuff like that. And so we had to have at least I think 3 people also that had been there
Yeah.
to rank it. So like if I was like, yo, I really fucked with Bojangles, for example, but no one else in the room had Bojangles, then we couldn't rank it just off of my opinion.
Right.
Anyway, it was a beautiful night. Mars got into several fights. It was hilarious. And I wish you had been there. Just because that's what this looking at you post this tier list of fast food.
Canes and
Yeah.
A? Canes and A is based.
Invoked.
I'm proud of you.
A is the top, by the way. There's no S tier. I don't know. So I've actually recently had. Okay, so there's 2 updates I need to make to this. They ruined Steak and Shake, so that needs to go down to like a C. The burgers
They
are mid
ruined it?
now.
How? Oh, okay.
They like changed their burger
I haven't-
recipe or some
I was
shit.
gonna say I haven't been to Steak and Shake probably in a decade or so. Some of these I see, I'm not surprised you've never had, but I'm also like
I recently had Penn Station.
Culver's.
That
is
goes
a
firmly
staple.
into the F tier.
Wait, what did you have recently?
Penn Station.
Penn Station.
Oh yeah.
Their sandwiches
Culver's-
are dog shit.
Culver's is a Midwest mainstay. Bachelor knows. That's,
Yeah. My
to
parents
me,
are obsessed with
to me, that feels huge, but that's because I grew up in the Midwest.
Yeah, you can
No,
put,
it's
put Arby's in like a. I've had Arby's as well. You put that in like a C tier or something. They were alright, I guess. It was like a roast beef sandwich or some shit.
Popeyes is solid.
pretty good.
The problem nowadays is that the Popeyes chicken sandwich stuff happened, and so now I feel like Popeyes might be slightly overrated,
I
but
think I had
I
a
still
Popeye
enjoy it.
sandwich.
There's just not
Dude.
one like relatively close enough for me to like care enough to get Popeyes.
I just remember I was like in New York and we ordered Popeyes at like 3 a.m. and I was like really high and it was like the greatest sandwich I've ever had in my life. But it was probably the drugs, but it was kind of insane. But yeah, they're usually pretty good, I think.
Like
Um
anything that you eat
that's true.
that
That's true.
is
But
under
Popeyes was special. It
any
was
type
special.
of influence is always like the best
I don't
thing I've
know.
ever
Yeah,
had.
okay.
There's been
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
know.
times in college after like a night of drinking, we'd go to this just
True,
like
true.
cider, like
Taco
greasy
Bell
ass
is amazing.
cider burgers, like a local place that
Yeah.
was there and it was still open at 4 a.m. And that shit, greatest meal of my life when I was drunk. And
Yeah.
then
I see
eating it sober was like very
yeah.
average.
Yeah. I see Schlotsky's on here. I had one bite of the sandwich, I threw it away. It was so bad. Terrible. But yeah.
I found. Sorry, this one's really cursed word. I'm not gonna talk about that one. But I found another one.
Uh-oh.
This one was definitely me just intentionally trying to make Mars mad. It's a Food Wars character tier list, even though I never watched Food Wars.
Okay,
I put
this
one.
is funny though.
I put the
Oh, I
blue-haired
watched
girl in S,
watched
everyone
half
else
of
in
it.
C except for Ariana and this clown guy. I put them both in F just to piss them off. But
Okay.
I mean, it's not the worst tier list I've ever seen.
yeah, I feel like I'm probably right, honestly.
I liked the blue-haired girl the most of the female characters, except for there was a red-haired female character that's like in the middle of your tier list there, or like I guess pinkish hair. That's like just a member of like the quote good guys. It just hangs out, but she doesn't really do a lot. She's probably my favorite like aesthetically, but like blue-haired was my favorite female like character.
Right. I found our fucking
And I don't know.
hairstyle too.
Erina, I understand why people like Erina, but I was very meh on her.
I had only watched the first half of the first season.
She had being like the FMC, obviously she has
Sure.
great
Yeah.
moments, right? But I don't know. I was very just like she exists.
Real.
Despite her being the blonde.
Probably some great tier list I can't find in here. I wonder if there's more at the bottom. Okay, the bottom. Dude, how do I have I have a fucking Komodo dragon PNG for when I made the thumbnail, but I don't have the tier
Yes.
list that started it all. I don't have my like I could beat animals in a 1v1 tier list. But I bet I could look that up in Pips real quick actually.
You could probably find it.
Just look at like animals that have.
I've been trying to think lately of a remix we could do to the Komodo dragon conversation, but I've just
I
not
found it.
had inspiration.
Okay, so this is my animals I could beat in a fight tier list. Now, there's like layers.
I
to this,
vividly
alright?
remember us arguing a lot about this.
These
first
aren't
of all,
like I
you
win every time, guaranteed or anything. And there's
you
some
have-
things I could feasibly beat.
You have snake in 100% win. That's what it says. It says 100% animals beat, and it's just snake.
Yes, I think I could beat a snake in a fight 100% of the time.
I think there are some scary ass snakes.
Well, yeah, but if you look further up the tier list, it depends on the snake, right? There's there's a cobra in the 50-50,
if there's
right?
a cobra in 50-50, I don't know if that's a 50.
Okay, so how do we? So
you still have Komodo dragon in 50-50. Okay.
So if I were to, let's say,
Okay, hold on. You have bald eagle in 70% in your favor?
yeah,
Are you like equipped with a weapon?
I could beat a bald eagle with my bare hands.
No.
Yeah,
You can't.
yeah, it's a fucking bird.
Do you know how bald eagle
do
fight?
you know how frail birds are? Like, this isn't
Bro,
a video game, dude.
It's gonna fucking dive bomb your ass.
All right, go for
and
it,
then
dude.
it's gonna fly away.
Here's
after
the
taking
thing,
a
like,
chunk of your arm.
an eagle could dive bomb on most things and like do some damage, but the problem is
What,
I
you
know
think
it.
you're
I
gonna
know it's coming.
elbow it in the
This
head?
is assuming I know we're in a 1v1 situation. It's not like you can sneak
It's
attack
also
me.
assuming that the animal knows you're 1v1ing.
I know. It's look. I can
I don't think
outlast. I
it's
could definitely beat.
70-30.
I definitely think it's 70-30. If I land like one good hit on the eagle, it's fucked.
I disagree.
I think we're overestimating the power of birds here.
It's possible, but I just feel like an eagle, like this is just
Like I'm
any
not. I'm not saying I'm
bird.
making it out unscathed, but I'd win. I could like literally take the hit. I could tank a hit to take down the eagle. It has to come down to me, HBK. This is the thing here, right?
Yeah, but the problem is like you can't get up to it, so it has the initiative.
Well, sure, but it's gotta come to me. Like I don't have to do anything, you know.
How fast do bald eagles fly?
Probably not fast enough
Are
to
you
I have
like.
no idea.
feasibly are you
This
feasibly
isn't like
reacting
anime.
fast enough?
This isn't like anime. It's not gonna be like, oh my god, I didn't even see a move. Like, no, I'm gonna see his fucking bitch ass start to swoop
75
down.
to 90.
I don't know if it's flying 90 miles per hour.
No,
No
it's
shot.
diving.
No,
Diving
it's
90.
yeah,
Well,
diving. If it's
it
diving
has to
90 miles per hour at you,
that's like top speed though. It
that's
has.
like a baseball pitch.
You need to understand that like I'm gonna see it start to dive. It's not like it can just
That'll
be.
work.
It's not gonna be like an inch above me and then start going 90 and hit me.
Yeah, but then like to get a clean hit on it, you're gonna have to perfectly time it.
I can just like dodge out of the way. But he's gonna dive into the ground.
Do you used to play baseball?
I played D-ball.
Yeah,
I'm
no
out.
shot. You don't have the eyes.
Well,
If you played baseball at like a higher level, because think of it like
There's a
really
difference
fast,
between like
really
throwing a.
fast
There's a
basketball.
difference between the distance of like a pitch and a bird needing to fucking dive from the
I
air.
want you to look at a video of like baseball pitches at like 70 and 80 miles per hour, right? And just see if you can see the ball reasonably.
But
Obviously, a
that's not the
bald
point.
eagle
This
is
is
bigger.
different. Yeah, bald eagle is one bigger. Two,
No, I
it's gonna have to
understand.
start from a high point in the sky. I feel like you're overestimating like the capabilities
I don't
of
think
the
you
eagle
have the
here.
reaction speed to perfectly time that. If it's
oh my
diving,
gosh.
even if it's diving at like 70 miles per hour, I feel like you're not going to time that perfectly to get a clean hit on it.
I don't have to hit it when it dives. I just have to dodge the dive, and then I
Bro,
can hit after that.
I don't know.
He
I
can't
don't
just
know.
dive, go back up, dive, go back up. He's not built for that, you know.
But you're built for dodging the 70-mile-per-hour dives
I just have
perfectly
to
every time and getting it hit in.
I just have to dodge. He can hit me too. I can like sacrifice a fucking limb or something. I'm gonna fuck up that bird one way or another. PK, like there are other animals on here. I feel like you could definitely try
I
to
feel
get
like
some
there are
arguments
better
for.
animals I can argue, but I'm just stuck on the bald eagle because I'm like,
You're stuck on a fucking bird.
there's no
Like
way in fuck. What else is on here? I actually think it's funny that you put hedgehog in 70%, but I feel like hedgehog you could argue higher, but I also understand that this is not like perfect percentages. This is divided up.
the fuck are you talking about? A hedgehog? We have a porcupine on here.
Oh, it's porcupine. Never mind.
Yeah.
I can't.
The only reason I put it at 70% is because they are built to take hits.
They are built to take hits, and I'm not sure if you have a good way of damaging it, but it is small in
Yeah, I could like kick it probably, and I don't know. I definitely wouldn't
Komodo
get.
dragon at 50 is still crazy. I think
Look,
kangaroo at 50 is crazy. I watched Kangaroo Jack.
look. I've seen kangaroo. I think maybe the most egregious thing I have in here is horse at 30.
I mean, that's like you think you couldn't win at least 30% of the time against a horse. That's probably
If you gave
valid.
me like if you gave me 10 tries against a horse, I could definitely. I think it probably 10%. I could
Yeah,
probably.
I would agree with that. Horse might be a little high. I mean, like most of the 10% tier is kind of suspect, but you got to have something that you're like,
I
oh, I can
mean,
have win conditions. Like I'm not really sure realistically any of this 10% tier you have a 10% chance of winning against.
I feel
But
like
like
if you give me,
once you get below like the 50% stuff, realistically, I think it's 0% against most of the stuff at the top of this list. But you have to be generous to at least make it interesting.
yeah, like I could beat a crocodile. I think like they don't or alligator, whatever the fuck.
That
Kind of.
is I have that is true, and I've seen
It's like the most beatable
crazy
thing up here.
Florida crocodile people. I would say crocodile maybe can go higher just based on.
Yeah, like
I
you just have
actually
to
have
like
seen
get
footage.
into position and then
Yeah,
you can
I've
win.
actually seen footage of people doing this. So, and they don't seem. I think the biggest question mark is we're assuming these animals are at least somewhat aggressive towards you
Yeah, chimp
because
in
it's a
10% might be a
1v1.
little crazy, but I feel like maybe some like in some I could like land a good like right hook on a chimp in the face. If you
I
give me
feel like
if you give me 10
and
tries at it.
10% feels crazy, but like all those big cats, I just feel like, I mean, a wolf isn't a big cat, but like all of those types of animals that can just like take a bite out of your jugular and kill you immediately, I don't see even a 10% of that because those, like a wolf can still take a punch.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of these I could choke. It's like the Komodo dragon problem. I could choke a lot of these out. I feel like, but I don't know like the muscle strength of like, what does it take to asphyxiate a wolf or a Komodo
I think
dragon?
the
You tried?
most fair thing, I think the most fair thing you have in 10% might be the cow.
I could definitely tip a cow and then
I
like win
think
from there.
I think you could beat a cow approximately 10% of the time, and I'm like okay with that.
At least I'm like realistic on the 0%. I mean, I'm definitely not winning any of those.
I mean, yeah, none of those. I think there's no debate on the 0%. But that's what I'm saying, right? Like realistically, the whole thing's stretched out because it's like you got to have content. You can't just say
Yeah.
everything's 0 or 100% because then it's not fair. But also, I think 70% for a bald eagle is crazy. I think 50 for Komodo dragon and kangaroo feels like very generous. Horse 30, probably a lot. Most of the 30% doesn't feel too bad, but I'm not too familiar with like the fighting prowess of a fucking sea otter or seal, whatever that is. I can only halfway
The
see
only
Aren't they
thing
dragons.
if
like
I just
really
see it,
heavy?
yeah, when they're like, I just don't know what kind of damage could I do to a seal is my problem.
Yeah,
That's why
10
the
hit points.
walrus isn't 0%, because like that bitch could like maul me
I
with
don't
his
think
teeth,
you
but I
can
don't
damage a
know.
walrus. That's true.
Yeah, I just don't know what I'd do to it. I like my punches would like bounce off.
Is that a sea lion in 10% at the very end?
Yeah, sea lion. They're like just like upgraded seal
That's the
basically.
same. I don't know how you're damaging a sea lion, but
Yeah.
or like orangutan. I think that's orangutan, right?
Yeah, it's an
I mean, the
orangutan.
monkeys in 10%
Dude,
are
I
monkeys are
just I
scary.
just
kind
feel
of
like
Monkeys are
funny.
scary.
because they're
I
humanoid, I feel like I have some level of chance.
You feel like you have some chance because
Oh,
of knowledge.
We're not that
I don't
different.
know.
Me and the chimp, he looked, he's ripped as a motherfucker. I'm not, but
Um, X to doubt, but I at least see the logic. Sure. I feel like we definitely looked at this in the original Komodo Dragon
I don't
episode
think we
because I'm
did. I
sure
think we
that's
just
what led
brought up
us,
the Komodo
or
dragon.
maybe it happened afterwards. The 50-50 Komodo Dragon will forever be a crazy one on here.
I just don't think they're okay. Now having Komodo dragon below like honey badgers and
Also,
wolverines,
wait. I was too distracted by the bald eagle. In 70%, right next to it, is that a
it's
fucking cheetah or a
dude.
jaguar?
Cheetahs are fucking wimps, dude. They're just a whole bunch
Bro,
of like inbred big cats.
I think you're underestimating speed.
I think you're overestimating speed today.
I feel like a cheetah can take out your jugular very easily.
I just don't think you understand how like garbage cheetahs are.
Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm overestimating cheetahs. But
no,
I
yeah,
feel like
No, this is
cheetahs.
like
Cheetahs
this is
are
like
very fast.
partially a meme. They're very fast,
There's
but that's
a
all they
there's a
have going for
massive
them.
trade off of like power for like cheetahs. They're like really weak. Like they basically just rely on their speed. That's it.
valid.
Yeah, like it misses once, it's done. It's over. Like
Yeah.
GG.
How fast do cheetahs run again?
Like 70, I think.
So about the same as if we're assuming diving bald eagle. Okay,
Yeah.
valid.
And that's like max speed, It has to
Yeah,
start from
of
a distance. I'll
course.
be able to see that bitch coming. It's not changing
It
direction.
depends how smart it is. If it backs up anime style to get maximum distance and then charges at you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think I could beat
I think
beat it.
I think cheetah you maybe would have to sacrifice an arm for though. because it's so fast.
I mean, I'd probably like get injured in the process of fighting a cheetah, but you
Like
know,
that feels like one of those like anime moments where it's like you take the sword in your chest so you can actually get it in range.
yeah.
Perhaps valid. Platypus in 70 is hilarious.
They have like poison,
And I
dude.
think that's accurate. Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's accurate because of the poison.
Like I think I beat a platypus most of the time, but if like I do get hit, like I don't know how that works for me. Yeah. Anyway, I think we've gone well beyond the realms of the anime podcast today, so we're just gonna end it here. If you enjoyed, then like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Michael lightly out of breath because I'm slightly sick.
Yeah,
So
you've
we're
been.
gonna speed run this ending here. Is your
Yeah.
anime podcast find wherever? Yeah,
5 stars.
5 stars. End of episode. Every Saturday 3 p.m. EST without fail, except for when we do. You know the drill. All right, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in another episode.